Welcome back to Just Ranked. This is the show where two Americans and two Canadians collide and clash in all of their best topic favorite songs of
make us sound so violent.
Of the topic. Whatever. I'm Jimmy. We got Chris, Joe, and Dink. Let's get the other stuff out of the way. Visit justrankedpod.com. It's our great landing page where you can see all of our landing sites for Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Pretty much that. Those are the best ones. So this week's topic is Black Sabbath. We're gonna have some fun. I got a little thing I'm gonna read here real quick. A little bit of history. Talk about some of these albums.
That big build up, and then we get Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath was formed in England in 1968 by Tony Iommi, Bill Ward, Geezer Butler, and Ozzy Osbourne. That's the main four that was there for a while, and there was a lot of changes, which I'll kind of get into in a bit here. The original name was the Polka Tulk Blues Band until there was another Polka Tulk Blues Band, and they changed their name to Earth in around 1969. Then they said, no, Sabbath, Black Sabbath. It's going to be Black Sabbath. A little note that Tony Iommi left Earth to join Jethro Tull in 1968, and it lasted a very short time period. He didn't like having a leader in the group, so he went back to Black Sabbath and said, no, I like being the leader here. So there's that. 20 albums, 9 different drummers, 3 reunion tours, or I'm sorry, I saw them 3 times, twice on the reunion tour. The albums, pretty straightforward. Black Sabbath in 1970, Paranoid in 1970, Master of Reality in 1971, Volume 4 in 1972, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath in 73, Sabotage in 75, Technical Ecstasy in 1976, Never Say Die in 1978. That was the last album with Ozzy up until later. Heaven and Hell, Enter Ronnie James Dio in 1980. Mob Rules, 1981. Born Again, 1983. Ian Gillan from Deep Purple joins. Short-lived. Seventh Star, 1986. Enter Eric Singer of Kiss fame, drummer. Eternal Idol. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time speaking. Eternal Idol.
It's awesome. I love it.
Right? Tony Martin enters singing. The Headless Cross in 89, Tony Martin. Tyr, Tyr. Cozy Powell joins as the drummer. Dehumanizer, 1992. Dio comes back. Vinny Appice joins. Cross Purposes in 94. Forbidden in 95. 13. In 13, Ozzy comes back, and it's a reunion tour. But there's no Bill Ward. Sabbath has been a mainstay for most metalheads through and through. Even through some of their lesser-known albums, metalheads did really stick by Sabbath because they kind of are the godfathers of heavy metal. Dink, you're going to start off. You being the foremost Sabbath fan in the group.
Yeah, that was a good intro, man. Covered all the bases. I think maybe I am of the 4 of us.
Absolutely.
I think I said they sit. Nobody has these fucking lists anyway, but they sit 13th on my list of all-time favorite bands.
Irony.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well said.
I have 3 things to say from your intro, or 2 things and 1 extra thing.
Correction.
You said Vinny Appice. Is it Vinny Appice and Carmen Appice, or is it Carmen Appice? I get them now. Like, what is it?
It is technically Carmen and Vinny Appice.
Okay, but one of them still goes by Appice?
By Peace, yes.
Carmine.
Yes, Carmen and Peace.
It's so fucked up. I know we joked about it on other episodes.
When I went with Rod, he said, you got like 5 different names. What do most people call you? I said, most people call me Carmine Apiece. He said, so why don't we go with Apiece?
Yeah.
So that was one thing. 2, Jethro Tull would have been a lot heheavier with Tony.
Yep.
Probably less flutes. Less flutes.
Wondering that, yes.
With the flute playing over top of his heavy riffs. And 3rd, this is our 46th show. I don't know if I said that in the intro. And if all things fall where they should, you're watching this on the day it releases is December 3rd. Today is Ozzy's birthday.
Happy birthday.
That's why we picked it. And you could go back if you want to know more of his solo stuff. We did a whole show dedicated to the man that we lost this year. I will start with my 4, and I will just say it up front so there's no surprises. They are all Ozzy. We didn't have to. We never said it before going in, and I like a couple of the Ronnie albums, and I like Born Again with Ian, and when I like the Dehumanizer when Ronnie came back in 90 or whatever. That was good too. Yeah. Anyway.
What's the over-under on samesies?
Let's go with 3.
3 sounds good to me.
Yeah,
sounds good.
To just comment on your comment, there's a reason I mentioned the different singers, because there's been just kind of a open door to the band outside of those first 6 albums. It's just kind of an influx of players and attitudes and changing of.
I'm going to guess that maybe we are all Ozzy, or maybe a Ronnie slides in, but it's going to be a large Ozzy contingent.
All of my listing is Ozzy.
I have a Ozzy.
Yeah.
Jimmy's going to leave us in suspense. Okay.
It's a Ozzy.
Yeah. I brought back, remember I did this in the early episodes because I'm a corn dog. I brought back the quotes. So nice. My first quote is, nobody will ever let you know when you ask the reasons why. That's right. My number 4 song is Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, well, that was quick. Maybe we'll have 10 samesies. I love this song. I love all these songs.
Me too.
And I have some things to read here. This is the one thing I didn't say because I usually have a disclaimer. I know you guys will go over this when you get to yours. There were some issues with notes, not quite as bad as Crew and some of the other shows we had, but a little all over the place. And maybe because there's so much on the band, but not so much on particular songs. But I did find some stuff. And my notes were just so mumbo jumbo. So I know this won't sit well with your kids, Jimmy, but I used AI to kind of organize my thoughts. And then I rewrote those because they were close, but I was like, because they always add bullshit and other stuff or don't organize it quite the way you want. And then I got something that I like, so I'm going to read them.
OCD.
Yeah, and that's really what it is, right? Mm-hmm. So right, I couldn't collect my own thoughts because I started on paper and then I did it on my phone, and I was like, holy fuck, this is just too much bullshit. But anyway, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath is the title track from Black Sabbath's 5th studio album, released December 1st. So right around this time, 1973. Great year for Chris and I. Widely regarded as one of the band's creative peaks, the song marked a turning point for the group, both musically and personally. After struggling with writer's block, and if you have this, you probably have this, Jimmy, in your notes.
Okay.
And exhaustion following their previous tour, Tony rediscovered inspiration during an album sessions at Clearwell Castle.
Yeah.
And the band.
I know it's out the window too.
Okay. So and that was a huge thing with the notes for this song, right? Writer's block. And then once he found his way, he started really putting the tracks together. Uh-huh. This song was never released as a single in any major markets, but became one of Black Sabbath's most iconic songs.
Yes.
Later reaching classic rock radio rotation and becoming a live staple, obviously, like a lot of their songs probably are. The other stuff is just mumbo jumbo that I put because, and I'll say this up front because it could be a reoccurring theme. I think I asked you, Jimmy, in 71, our second show, I had Sweet Leaf. Didn't make the list tonight because it's number 5. but I asked you what you thought of Bill Ward. Bill Ward's in my top 10 favorite drummers of all time. That's probably why Sabbath sits so high. So there's going to be a theme of, and it's not to ignore Geezer or Ozzy because they're both amazing. But for me, Sabbath is heavy riffs and awesome drums.
Yeah.
And then Ozzy's just Ozzy because I loved him solo. I loved the band. And Geezer is just always steady. And Geezer had a large part in some of the songwriting too. So he shouldn't really be ignored. But it's heavy riffs, awesome drums.
I agree with that. I agree with that. There's some really solid, cool bass lines, but
there is.
To give Geezer his due, he was the primary lyric writer of Black Sabbath. So without Geezer,
you won't get some of these songs, right?
Yep.
Something about Ozzy's bass player is writing all the lyrics. It's weird.
Yeah, it is. I know. I thought the same thing when I was doing my notes. I'm like, this is fucking fitting. The arrangement for this song also includes acoustic passages and synthesizer textures contributed by Rick Wakeman of Yes, so that's kind of cool.
Yep.
And I don't know, the song and the album are often cited as the moment when Sabbath solidified their status as pioneers of heavy metal. I'm not sure. I think they were solidified before this, personally. But that's just because I love their early stuff. I have a quote here. I mentioned it pre-show. I didn't mention the actual quote, but we were talking about Guns N' Roses. I have a quote here from Slash. The song has been singled out for praise by hard rock and heavy metal guitar players, with Slash from GNR stating Guitar World in 2008, the outro to Sabbath Bloody Sabbath is the heaviest shit I have ever heard in my life. To this day, I haven't heard anything as heavy that has that much soul.
Yeah,
that's it. That's my number 4 Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. Fucking love this track.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of these songs, if they're not samesies, this was on my short list. So, I mean, it was in my list and then came out. So I'd probably say it's probably 5 or 6 for me. Great pick, though. Great pick. Great song.
Well, I'm just going to share my
You guys
notes.
both had it, so you love it.
No, I love it. It's on my list today. It's number 2, but I'm going to share my notes. I'm going to read something real quick about the lyrics. You touched on it, but there's 3 different parts of it,
right?
3 different meanings. So this is an interview with Geezer Butler. Geezer is quoted as saying that the track is meant to encapsulate the entire Sabbath experience at the time of its ensuance, which is where we got the notion. He went on to imply that the entire bridge is actually a diss, not only against critics, but at select industry personnel and other types of exploitive personnels the bands dealt with on the side, such as lawyers and accountants. Going back to the second verse, who the vocalist wants to burn, that offended him, the aforementioned individuals. And then also the chorus is about slamming people, and the first and second verses are about LSD.
Yeah, I knew there was some LSD in there.
Yeah, it's always LSD.
That's a direct
in a lot of their songs, right?
Yeah, that's direct from Geezer Butler.
Yeah, no, that's good because I didn't have that other than the LSD, but I scrapped it from my notes. Like I said, when I had this collection put together, it left some stuff out. I was like, because I said make this more concise. I didn't say cut everything. You fucking
right.
So the only thing I can add, it's number 3 on my list, and the only thing I didn't hear was I saw a quote where Geezer said it's one of the lyrics he's most proud of writing.
Yeah,
which is awesome, right?
Right.
A lot of times, at the time, people thought they were referring to Bloody Sunday, which was an incident in Northern Ireland. Yeah. It is not.
Yeah. You two did that later. All right. On to number 3.
Oh, also,
again,
Anthrax does the best cover of this.
Oh yeah,
ever happened.
Good cover.
But I've heard that.
It's off "I'm the Man."
Yeah.
You should have mentioned that.
I probably said it's an older show back a few episodes ago, but if Anthrax does a cover, it's generally the best version. So
yeah,
you do a great job.
So sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's okay. Number 3, back to the lyrics or the quotes. Take my hand, my child of love, come step inside my tears. Swim the magic ocean I've been crying all these years. So that's right. My song 3 is Symptom of the Universe.
Nice.
Love this song. Love the guitar in this song. I will one day get to doing an edit where we all say it. It's mostly me. You love this song. This is so good. I love this song. It'll just be that for an hour. But anyway, it's the truth. Again, I'll read one of Black Sabbath's most influential aggressive tracks appearing on the 6th studio album Sabotage, released in July of 1975. Though it was never released as a single, obviously, like a lot of their songs. Song quickly became a fan favorite and often hailed as one of the earliest examples of thrash metal's foundation. Written by Tony, Ozzy, and Geezer, the song captures the band's continued evolution. Musically, Symptom of the Universe stands out for its relentless down-turned guitar riff by Iommi, which inspired generations of metal, including Metallica, Pantera, and Megadeth. Track moves from a fierce riff-driven assault in the first half to a surprisingly melodic acoustic outro featuring Ward on congos and Tony on the acoustic guitar. That's kind of it. I do have this as a personal note, and I believe this. To me, and again, it's just my opinion, this is the song in their entire catalog where every member, I said this in one other episode, maybe it was Van Halen in the first one, every guy sounds totally on point.
Yeah.
Plus the weird changes in the song, and to go from that heavy, fast 70s thrash, which is weird to even say, to an acoustic outro is fucking neat.
Yeah.
And I'll throw this in as I saw this in an interview because I really did a deep dive on all this stuff. That's why I had so much garbage. I saw an interview with Zach Wilde, who loves Sabbath, obviously, and loves Ozzy.
Zach Sabbath is his current band.
Right. So he was listening to, I think on the tour bus, listening to the Never Say Die album. And I'm paraphrasing here, but Ozzy came in and said, "Oh no, mate, it's the first one to Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and those other 3, this one, Sabotage, Technical Ecstasy, and Never Say Die, they don't really count." He's like, those other ones went gold and platinum. Never Say Die didn't even go aluminum.
Yeah. Aluminum.
And I fucking love those albums, especially this one. They did kind of progressively after South by Sabbath, and then this get a little worse before Ozzy left. But that's saying something, I guess. But they're still great if you love the band. But that's it. That's my number 3, Symptom of the Universe.
Well, with Never Say Die, they started turning to a progressive sound rather than just a heavy chunk sound. So they were turning into prog metal, and the people of the masses just really didn't care for it at the time.
Yeah, I think with a lot of bands, once they're solidified as one thing, people didn't want them to be another thing. You know? And I get it. I mean, you get bored and say, "Oh, your writing style changes." It just is progression of where your brain's going, right? I mean, I'll get into a little bit of like their writing process and stuff like that, my picks. But yeah, I mean, again, this is a great pick because, like Jimmy said, they're really a progressive band at this point.
Yeah. And there's something about their music, and I saw this also. It might have been a Zach interview or somebody else, that it always amazed, and maybe not everyone, like not you, Joe, but other guitarists, how many riffs Tony would try to cram in either in one song or on entire albums. That some of them have become iconic. Other ones, it was just like, what was he in a competition with himself? I'll just get a few more different, because the song changes, right?
It'd be some killer riff on an outro.
And so somebody will say, "What's that song?" Well, that's this song. Well, no, that's this song. No, it's the same song. They're different riffs that are in the same song.
Well, and also they were kind of one of those first bands to introduce tempo changes mid-song, or as you were mentioning about with Slash with the outro of Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. They were tempo changes. I mean, it just constantly changing different things.
Yeah, totally. And I think, like I said, and it's just me, and I don't play the drums, but I think Bill would drive some of that because I just fucking love the way he plays. Like,
well,
I know go ahead. You're the drum master.
No. I mean, this is just my humble opinion, but he's one of the preeminent 60s players. His style did not progress into 70s sound very well. Late 70s, mid-late 70s. I said that wrong. Which was a turning point in music where there wasn't a lot of super skill being, for a drummer and whatnot. Right. So he tried, but he was also had bouts of depression, some undisclosed mental health issues.
Yeah, he was battling for sure.
And also he had exhaustion because they played nonstop. They played everywhere. Some of my notes will hit that, but just I think he's an amazing drummer. He was doing a lot of stuff that other players were not doing, and he was doing it extremely well and extremely fluid.
Yeah. Right. All right. If there's nothing to add, I will go on to my number 2. And my number 2 quote is, "My eyes are blind, but I can see the snowflakes glisten on the trees." My number 2 is Snowblind. Love this track. Powerful song from their 4th studio album, Volume 4, released in September 72.
Number 5.
Again, never released as a fucking single. Remains one of the standout cuts from the album. Once again, those crushing riffs. That's what I have here in my notes. Snowblind captures the band at the height of their fame and success during an era where their creativity and cocaine use were both spiraling extremes. The title Snowblind is a direct reference to cocaine addiction, which had become a dominant part of the band's lifestyle at the time. Despite the obvious drug theme, the record label Warner Brothers refused to release it as a single due to the explicit lyrical references, even censoring the whispered cocaine that appears in some of the mixes. Mm-hmm. Again, there's a bunch of mumbo jumbo about Tony's down-tuned guitar riffs, right? The thundering bass and the fucking drums. In fact, the stuff you find doesn't talk about Ozzy all that much, and maybe it's just obvious, right? That his vocals are always him, right? But all the stuff that I found, or at least on the songs that I really like, it wasn't all that much about Ozzy. It's become, the Snowblind has since become symbolic of the darker side of the rock stardom in the 70s. And a reflection of excess wrapped in one of the heaviest, most haunting tracks Sabbath ever recorded.
Yeah. Carry over from the 60s. Carry over from the 60s. And it became a 60s hangover, if you will.
Right. Yeah. But that's it. That's my number 2, Snowblind. Love this track. I love so many other tracks. But this list, again, sadly has been locked in for a while. So it was getting the notes, and maybe that's why I have excessive, because I had lots of time to do notes because my list was already done.
Yeah.
I know that bugs the shit out of you guys, but
no.
I was like, I'm not tweaking this. These are my songs. These have always been my songs. I fucking love these songs. And the ones that are lower, because, and I don't want to name them all because you might have some, and some of them are the obvious ones. I love those too. They just are, they're just down further. That's all.
Yeah, no, actually, Snowblind was actually the original title for the album, too.
Right.
Yep. And the record company shot that down.
Imagine that.
Record company's no fun.
Right.
But strangely enough, against cocaine use, that doesn't seem like
weird.
It's a 7. Yeah.
That's weird.
They are all doing cocaine.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't that the bonus for some bands? You get extra cocaine.
Right.
Yeah.
The executives were just slamming themselves Tony Montana style. And
Yeah.
Yes! I like it.
Finish up my list so we can move on to you guys with my number one. Sun is shining, clouds have gone by, all the people give a happy sigh. My number one has always been my number one since I fell in love with this band, and it is The Wizard.
wow.
Love this song. Love the harmonica, right?
Oh, that's two.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
There's
Nice. Of course, the Fears on their self-titled debut, Black Sabbath, released in
Hence the
February
name Crystal
70.
Ball.
Yes. The song was released as the album's second single in the UK, paired with Evil Woman. Although it didn't chart, The Wizard quickly became a fan favorite
yeah.
and an essential showcase in the band's early blues-influenced heavy metal sound that would go on to define the genre. Musically, the song stands out for its distinctive harmonic intro and interludes played by Ozzy, so he does obviously get the credit there.
Yeah.
Right, but again, it's and then Tony's guitar and Geezer, right? Like, and Bill's just always there, always being awesome for me. In fact, I have to stop listening for him so then I only listen to the drums.
Yeah.
The Wizard tells the story of a mysterious magical figure who brings happiness and healing to those around him, interpreted by some as a allegory for positive change or even as a reflection of the band's own musical impact, I guess. I don't know if I believe all that shit. Like, there's so much. Some of this stuff was hokey pokey, hocus pocus bullshit, right? I was like, well, whatever.
Allegory.
Well, I found stuff that said it was an ode to their drug dealer.
Yeah, that makes way more sense.
Way more sense.
Right.
Right? For them, absolutely.
A lot more plausible.
That's what.
That's it. That is all. Will always be my number one. I pluck it and put it on lists. And I think I said this about Knock 'Em Dead Kid when we did Crew. We'll be listening to other shit on like a random backyard party or whatever, and I'm all over the map because there's lots of different people here. But I throw The Wizard on, and it's like Knock 'Em Dead Kid because I want to hear it. I don't give a fuck if somebody says, "What's this?"
Right.
Oh my god, that's what hooked me. The harmonica hooked me on that song right away, and then
it grabs you right away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
It's my number one too. I'll just tell you right now.
Nice.
So, fucking and like others, when I said before, other lists I weren't locked in. This has always been my number one.
Yeah,
from the first time I heard it.
Yeah, me too. And I can say this honestly because the statue's well over. The first cassette I ever stole was from
your Columbia House shirt.
Not these ones. The one I actually like shoplifted. I don't know, grade 6 or grade 7, and I don't know what I was singing, but it was like before they had the big plastic sleeves where you couldn't steal them. I think they were a theft deterrent, right? They used to have those big bins at Sears. Did you guys have Sears?
Yeah. It's a Chicago company.
Yeah. So big bins of tapes, right? And they had Sabbath, Paranoid, and Mob Rules in there. And I put one in each pocket of my hockey jacket and walked out of Sears. And just so dumb, right? I could have ruined
Didn't
my
your
childhood.
mom work for Sears?
Later, yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, that's funny. But yeah, I went home and
later I used to arrest people that used to shoplift from
right.
Sears.
You worked
I
at Sears, right?
I worked at Sears, and
well, those days were well behind me. I probably shouldn't even told this story, but it's funny. I went home and my buddy got Mob Rules because we were together, and I got Paranoid and fell in love with the band. But I didn't. It wasn't for a few years till I started getting their other albums that I heard the earlier stuff and heard The Wizard, and I was like, "Oh, this is my favorite song by them."
Yeah, absolutely.
Because before that, it was something off of Paranoid, right? So
yeah.
But that's it. That's my list. Those are my tracks. I will pass it off to Joe, the guitar aficionado among us, and he can talk about all of Tony's fingers.
8.5. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he doesn't have them all, right?
No, he's missing 2 tips. Yeah, you know what? So I think we said before in the beginning of the show, yeah, mine are all Ozzy as well. It was always gonna be all Ozzy because I can't stand Ronnie James. I just can't. I didn't like Dio. I didn't like Rainbow. Yeah, whatever. I know.
It's fine. I'm
Again,
with you, Joe.
I'm that rock guy, right? Who doesn't like Judas Priest? I don't like
respect him,
Iron
but
Maiden. I don't like
really
Ronnie James Dio.
I don't know if you're a rock guy.
Right.
You don't like
But,
Prince.
I'm the same. I'm with you.
Yeah, I that's never I never get that voice. I just
I can
anybody
respect
saying
him,
like
but
that.
not like his music.
Me neither. It's just nothing caught my.
I missed that, Joe. I missed that, Joe. How did the singer sound?
something like that. I'm paraphrasing.
Slice all that together.
Right. Adjacent to what Dink just said.
Okay, so my number 4, I always knew it was gonna be on this list. So I'll be honest with you, my top 3 are surprising to me because I did a deep dive into all of Ozzy's albums. Again, the later one's not so great. You know, they tried some different stuff, just didn't catch
When they went aluminum,
my ear at all. That being said, we had said that, you know, they got in their later albums, they got a little more progressive, you know.
Mm-hmm.
This song is pretty much considered their first foray into progressive music. It is 1973's Killing Yourself to Live from Sabbath, Black Sabbath.
Wow.
You know, and we talk about this in other shows too, about how back in the day, people released so many albums and they sometimes release twice a year. These guys released 5 albums in 3 years.
Right.
And that plays into some of my other notes on this song.
Yes.
Is that this song was written, this is the first song written after they got done with their previous tour and what they called a severe writer's block. And I'm thinking, if you already released 4 albums in 2.5 years, that's a lot of material, right?
Right.
Especially a lot of these songs.
Thoughts, like,
so, you know, this is the first song after the writer's block, but the song's title and lyrics reflects the self-destructive nature of rock and roll life and the toll fame and excess were taking on the band at that time. So when you listen to the lyrics, it's very evident. This is very self-reflecting of the band itself.
Yeah.
And like Ozzy has talked about before, especially if you watch his one heartbreaking documentary, but he talked about, yeah, they kicked me out because of my cocaine use. Like they were using as much as I was. So, I like Ozzy because he never ever deflected about or try to remove himself from anything he's ever done, you know. But he's just like, they were doing the same thing. Why did I get kicked out of the band?
Right.
And I said back then, I think I said in the Ozzy episode, that was the best thing he could have happened to him.
Oh, absolutely.
I know at the time he didn't think so, obviously, for obvious reasons, but you know, the best thing could have happened to the guy.
Well, especially monetarily, yeah.
Oh, yeah. When your wife starts taking, you know, the writing credits away from the other guys, and you get, you know, it's a little bit easier.
I was avoiding that.
Well, you know me. I like to jump into the thorns. Geezer Brother earlier, of course, wrote the lyrics. And he's, like I said, is really reflective of what the band was going through. Musically, is one of the most progressive Sabbath tracks. It's really considered the precursor to progressive metal.
Right.
Lots of time changes in the song. Amazing drumming through this. Again, you spoke on before. The drums are just all over the place. Yeah. I love them. Again, very dynamic. The structure of the song too is very up and down. It takes you on a roller coaster. I love this song.
Yeah.
Ozzy once said in an interview that the song summed up what it was like being in Black Sabbath. So I'm sorry, people. I wish I could turn that off. I feel like the old guy doesn't know how to turn something off. But yeah, so Ozzy said the song really summed up very well what it's like to be in the band. So that's my number 4, Killing Yourself to Live.
Great tune.
That's a great song.
Yeah.
Great pick.
Okay.
You can't pick a bad song. I don't think.
Well, I didn't pick any Dio songs.
But even those. Wow. Well, those are great.
No, I meant from the Ozzy years. I didn't listen. Honestly, I didn't listen past the Ozzy years. I'm with you, Joe, and I can respect him and not really enjoy his music.
Yeah, Yeah, I respect him. I mean, I sound like it, but I do.
Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules is a great album.
I just have particular taste. That's all. Very specific taste. So my other three are probably be known as what do we call them here, guys? Oh, basic bitch. Especially this one. And this one surprised me because I was like, there's no way this fucking song is getting on my list, because there's other songs that are more musical, that are take more talent, that are just, I don't know, more original, but I can't say that because everything comes back to this song. And I put myself, this is really cool. Sometimes I don't, you guys probably do this too. I put myself back of the day, especially when it was before my time or when I was young, put myself at the time of writing that song, like how'd they come up with that? Because that's so fucking different. And that's why I picked Iron Man as my number 3 song. You can't get more basic bitch than this fucking thing.
No.
But I'm listening to this song, I'm going, who the fuck writes this in 1970?
Right.
How do they come up with this? I mean, literally,
Right.
now it's not so rudimentary. It's one of the first songs you'll learn on guitar.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. Right. But who comes up with this fucking thing in 1970? It's pretty fucking astounding, if you ask me.
And who
It ended
dropped
up
it
being
down
number-
a whole step?
Right.
It ended up being a number 10 on my list.
Wow.
Like I said, when I was going through my mental
I
list of
love
songs,
it. I love that song so much.
Admittedly, I haven't listened to it in a while because, again, it's Iron Man. It's like, who hasn't heard that song 1,000 times? I haven't listened to it in a while. I really haven't really listened to it. And was going through
Bill Ward's so fucking good in it.
Oh,
yep. Let's get through all the rudimentary shit. Yeah, the single at number 12 in US Hot Rock and Alternative Songs chart, which I guess was a thing. Number 7 UK chart, and number 116 on the Billboard Global 200 chart.
wow.
Global.
Yeah, that comes up a couple times in these.
I didn't find too many of my songs charting.
Yeah, see, mine are kind of basic bitches. So, like I said, it's weird because I thought it was gonna be more along the lines of more of the album tracks, more like Killing Yourself, right? But they just, when I listen to these 3 songs, I'm like, I'll get into it. Anyhow,
I love this.
It's 16 on mine. I just love it.
Yeah, like I said, it's. I guess I'm talking about it so much because it did surprise me. I picked a song that kept on creeping up and go, because it really dawned on me. I know I said it like 14 times already, but who the fuck writes this in 1970? This is the intro, the guitar line. It's a whole step down. It's just
right.
Wants to eat you alive. It's just so different for the time, man. The studio engineer Tom Alam had tremendous difficulty capturing the power and depth of the sound of the band live for the song, especially for Bill Ward's bass drum in the studio due to the limitations of microphones available at the time.
Wow.
So that can tell you where they were going at the time. They were doing things that people could just had problems recording.
Maybe they needed a ball.
They need a snowball. Snowball. Who's that?
That was Snowball.
Why do you call him that?
They had a snowball.
Yeah, exactly. No, can't call it that. Can't call it that. Like I said, I was complete surprise to me. That's more than anything I can say about the song. Everybody has heard the song a billion times. But Iron Man is my number 3 pick because I put myself in that time. Amazing when you think about it. It's like, where the fuck does he come up with this idea?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's a great pick. Sir Mix-a-Lot did a sample of it in just before Baby Got Back, the album before.
Really?
So when Baby Got Back broke, everyone's like, have you heard that Sir Mix-a-Lot? I'm like, yeah, I know who Sir Mix-a-Lot is. He does fucking Iron Man. He also likes Big Bucks.
That brings me to my number 3.
Jimmy?
Number two. Jimmy, yes.
Hang on.
Sorry.
That opening riff, it's iconic. But what Bill Ward does coming out of that iconic the breaks, the swing. I've mentioned Bill Ward's swing. He has a swagger. He has a swing, and it's obnoxious how fucking cool it is.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, especially when you got Tony, who's kind of laying really slow on the riffs. He's that really kind of slow pulsing riff, right? Yep. And then he comes and he's holding the back end, doing some amazing stuff, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And again, it's one of those things when I haven't listened to a song for a while, because again, you think, oh, I've heard that song a billion times. You forget those dynamics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you skip it sometimes.
Right.
Well, yeah.
I don't skip this song.
I don't skip any.
I listen to Sabbath quite regularly, and I probably this song once a month, maybe once every 2 months.
Oh, wow. Nice.
I fucking love this song.
This will be back on my rotation just because, like I said,
Yeah, it's not bad putting any of them back in. If you can slide any of them back into your rotation, it's a good day. Yeah.
No, it was a great week for. I mean, no spoiler alert, people. It was the same night we recorded 1991, which was last week's show. But that list I had a tremendous time with. Hard to do that list. This one was hard in a different way because again, I surprised myself with the top 3 basic bitches I have.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, I agree. Same here.
Number 2. This is this is Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath from Black Sabbath.
So nice.
Yeah. So
the single hit number 23 in the US Billboard Hot 200. Number 29 in Canada. Number 6 on the Dutch charts.
Fucking Dutch, man.
And top 10 in several other countries. The song is almost made up of 2 different songs, I think. There's the first 4+ minutes of doom and power, and the last minute and a half is really like it picks up, and you can really picture the people that are sprinting away from Satan, because that's what he's saying about, right?
Right.
And it almost picks up like they're running. You can feel it. It's kind of cool, man. If you don't listen to the lyrics, I don't think you have quite the impact of the change there in tempo and change of just a completely different song. It's doing this thing now. Yeah,
agreed.
It's pretty fucking cool, man. And I think it's deliberate. I mean, I would like to think my inclination is correct. I couldn't get anybody, or I couldn't find anything online to verify that's what the change really meant to signify. But when I hear the song and put the lyrics to it, that's what I think of.
Yeah, the momentum. Yeah.
Well, really cool intro, right? Like,
oh, yes, dude. Again, not a song I thought I had in my top 4 because it's kind of rudimentary. Probably is not as basic as my number 3 and my number 1, but still, it's kind of a well-known Sabbath song. Tony Iommi's main riff is built around the Devil's Interval, which is the diminished 5th tritone, historically associated with dissonance and evil in Western music theory.
Nice.
I have a note on that. It's also called where do I have it? The Devil's
the Devil's Triad.
Devil's Triad. Thank you.
Yeah, I just I remember reading something about that. Yeah, I think it's Devil's Triad. Yeah. Of course, lyrics again were written by Geezer Butler. He said it was inspired by a supernatural experience he claimed to have after reading a book on witchcraft.
I think I knew that, actually.
A little light Sunday reading.
Is that in one of their documentaries, maybe? Because I wasn't researching this song, but that is very familiar. So,
well, again, think of the time, man. Witchcraft between the 70s or 60s, I guess anything like pre-90s, like, oh, witchcraft. That was a thing, kids. Back in the day, if you listen to anything that had some kind of doom sound to it, or heavy, or if it had brought up the devil in any way, you were probably practicing witchcraft.
You're probably playing with your Ouija board.
Yeah.
Playing with something.
Yeah, I was going to say with something.
Hard in a different way.
But as my number 2, Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath and Black Sabbath. And is there any other bands that have a song and an album and a band all the same?
Bad Company.
Hmm. Oh yeah,
Bad
Company,
from Bad Company by Bad Company.
Yeah, you're right.
Was recently inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
No Brian Howe.
There's 2. So we couldn't do
that's only 2. Anybody else?
We couldn't do a show on those bands.
Right.
Okay, that brings us to number 1. Who is I when I said this, I'm like, I literally said to myself, this song's not going in my top 4. I think another band did this.
Yeah, it's number 1.
I think another band did discover great justice and updated it. But again, when I haven't listened to it, yes, Faith No More. Quite right. When you go back again, you haven't listened to the song, gives you again.
Quiet Riot.
Damn it! You tend to just go to the newer one if you just are drawn to that one, because you listen to it and you like their take on it. But you forget how good the first one is. So yeah, this is War Pig / Luke's Wall. It's the opening track on their second studio album, Paranoid. Number 8 for Chris. Originally titled Wall Purgis.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, which is the abbreviation for Saint Walpurgis Night. Also known as Saint Walpurgis Eve. It's a pagan festival celebrated on the night of April 30th through May 1st across northern parts of and Central Europe. It is for battling things like pests, rabies, whooping cough, and as well as witchcraft.
Witchcraft, right?
So the people back in the day were scared of pests, rabies, whooping cough. I think everyone should be back in the day, right?
Right.
And then witchcraft, of course.
And don't forget.
That was also the working title for the album.
Yes, yeah, it was.
Oh, nice.
The song hit number 15 on the U.S. Hot Rock and Alt chart again, number 4 on UK Rock chart, and 190 on that Billboard Global 200. It just
that Global 200 that didn't last, right? That is weird.
No, I think it's the first time we've seen it. No, everything we've done.
Well, that turned into the black charts.
Oh, we caught your joke. You didn't catch mine when you said rabies and I said a quicksand. Everyone was thinking about quicksand. There's no.
That's the nice thing about editing the show. I always catch the stuff I miss when I'm talking.
I think it's quicksand like 3 times. Over here.
Only Princess Bride was concerned about quicksand.
No, there was the Slee Stacks, and Land of Lost. There was quicksand everywhere in that place.
Was there quicksand in Superman, the first one? Did the car sunk?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, one of them. Yeah, you're right. Quicksand was a thing.
It was.
Quicksand was a thing.
It was a dread fear in the aughts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, as a child growing up, I thought I was afraid of running into quicksand all the time.
Right? Like, you couldn't fly because of the Bermuda Triangle.
Right. That's why we played in traffic.
You get sucked into the and get taken over by witchcraft too. I don't know.
Sitting all that time waiting.
Oh, that was the thing. I remember there being a show on a new show on Sunday night about warning your children about being satanic and witchcraft.
And quicksand. Things for your child. Watch out for your child. Halloween candy, witchcraft, and quicksand.
Right.
It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Razor blades and all the apples, and don't wait 30 minutes before you.
The drug dealers are putting drugs in their candy.
The 70s were fucking fantastic.
Fucking awesome, right? Lawn darts through the foot. Fuck, it was a good time.
I know the guy who got the lawn dart through the eyeball.
Right. Daisy Dukes.
No, yeah. I want to go
wagon, not
for men as well.
Sitting in lawn chairs in the back of a pickup.
Oh, yeah.
Or like 2-hour, 7-hour road trips.
Yeah. We would go to town all the time. My dad's back my dad's pickup. No problem.
Good times. Good times.
What's a seatbelt?
Fuck, we're old.
Right? Those are for squares.
Even I won't drink from the hose now. Like, fuck, it's gross.
We always just on the farm. We used to drink from those all the time because it was much colder.
Anything in a bottle? I'll take water in a bottle, please.
The water out of the hose is much better than the water out of the sink, man. It's cold.
Well, speaking of 70s safety, my mom had a station wagon that had a rumbler seat in the back.
Yeah.
Right by that big, huge sheet of glass.
Going to hockey road trips, sitting in the back of that as it's fishtailing down the fucking road, and you're sliding around with the hockey equipment with like 5 other kids in the fucking car. And someone's mom driving. No snow tires, fucking all seasons. Oh, smoking.
Right. While listening to I Am Iron Man.
Honey, here's a note. Go in the store and give me some smokes.
Right. And Anne Murray.
Anne Murray. She's in the quicksand.
Right? No, that's Karen Carpenter.
Oh. Okay, well, I think that's all I got. Other than the song was obviously about Vietnam, so there you go.
Yeah.
That's my
I thought
number
we were
one
doing
pick.
a show on the 70s. Fuck. Good times. But yeah, great pick, man. Fuck.
Yeah,
It's
well,
a great list.
there you go, Christopher. It's your turn now.
I think you'd had this on one of your lists, didn't you, Chris? For what was it? Opening track? Did you have War Pigs?
I think
Honorable
I did.
mention?
Yeah, because
I
we talked
think
about
you did.
Faith No More.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
However, it is not in my top.
However, I didn't tonight, so fuck you guys.
Well, I do have quicksand.
I have enough fucking teams already.
Quicksand Jesus?
All right, my number 4 is fortunately not a samey.
Oh.
Unless
Lame.
I wasn't paying attention and somebody said it, which is sometimes, possible. Anyways, it is Hand of Doom.
Oh,
Nice.
Good song.
Heavy.
I love it because it goes to that kind of dark bluesy kind of start into the heavy, and Ozzy's voice is just so on point when it kicked in. It's about doing some research. Apparently it was after they did a show in here are my notes. They did a show they had not been to the US yet. They did a show in Germany for US troops, and they started talking to some of the troops, and they were there in a staging area where they're going back from Vietnam back to the US. It kind of in an interview I found, Geezer said that apparently they were there for a halfway house to how to learn to go back to society before they went back. They had to decompress before they went back to the States and join their family. And a lot of them had become heroin addicts, and that's where the lyrics come from. Stick the needle in. That's why the dark, and it's about the Vietnam War as well, like War Pigs was. And it was even before, like he said, they hadn't even been to the U.S., but they'd seen what the war was doing to the soldiers from the U.S.
Wow, crazy, eh?
And as a kid or teenager, or whenever it was, when you hear this song and you hear the dark side of it, and you hear Stick the Needle in, you're like, yeah, heroin addiction. I didn't really put the two and two together until you start listening to War Pigs, and you start reading about the band and the anti-war lyrics. And when everybody's thinking you got to worry about satanic or wizardry or sorry, not wizardry. What we're talking, witchcraft.
Quicksand.
And they're doing actually anti-war lyrics in their songs, right?
Yeah.
It's deeper. It's deeper than that, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's my number 4. I just love the how dark it is. I love the riff. I love the drums. I love fucking. Anyways,
yeah, good pick, man. Solid pick. That was on my short list.
It didn't there's again, we talked about not a lot of notes. It didn't. It's not a song that would be on a chart, right?
Yeah.
No.
It
was weird to read any of their songs charted.
Right.
Some of the things I forgot to bring up. Slayer covered it for the Nativity in Black 2, the tribute album, but I'm not a big Slayer fan.
Me either.
So some easy listening.
Danzig covered it. Again, not a big Danzig fan. Apparently, Melissa Oftemar from Hole and Smashing Pumpkins was the leader of a Black Sabbath cover band called Hand of Doom.
Oh, I didn't know that. I like her.
That's my number 4.
Good solid pick, man. Nice start to your list. I mean, again, no quicksand, but
Yeah, no. When the next songs will be quick because it's Sabbath, Black Sabbath, and awesome. I have no extra notes for that one. They're all gone.
Now is on my short list too, man.
The
only thing I can say, and
I'm looking for anything extra, but
when I hear that song, a lot of their songs, I'm like turning up.
Yeah, and the one thing I can say, and I know, and I'm guessing this is a preference to Ozzy because it happened in his earlier records too, his solo records. I've always found his vocals in the mix always too low. They almost get their way down here when they should be up here more.
Well, a lot of that is due to him not always being on the note. Like he's supposed to be stretching to a B, and he was kind of getting to a B.
Well, yeah.
So a lot of that was his lack of technical prowess. Not a Jason Newsted moment, more of him just not physically being able to perform to a certain standard. So that's why he was mixed lower.
Number 2 and number 1. I told you what my number 1 was when Dink picked number 1. But my number 2 and number 1 have always been my number 2 and my number 1. For this band, I love this song. As Dink said, I love this song. Yes. It's Fairies Wear Boots.
Oh, cheers.
Oh, nice.
There we go. How many is that now? Is that 5?
That's 3.
3?
3, yeah.
That is 3. The lyrics were inspired off an incident after a Sabbath show in 1970. The band was attacked by a bunch of skinheads, and calling somebody a fairy was very offensive to that group. So that's where the song lyrics came from.
Yep.
I love the riff. I love Ozzy's lyrics. Voice. I love the drums. Yeah, and it's playing in my head right now.
Yeah, it's catchy, right? Like,
fuck, right? Like,
not all their songs are, for me, are bop along catchy. They're more like heavy groove, right?
Yeah.
This one's fucking catchy, I think. Like,
I agree 100%. And I think that's one of the reasons that I like it so much. Ozzy Osbourne in the same documentary said in the documentary they're talking about the skinheads. In the same documentary, he said he wrote all the lyrics while he was on LSD. Shocking.
Right.
And that is really all the notes I have. Didn't chart again, not a charting song. You know, it's a Black Sabbath song. You wouldn't expect it to, really.
Right.
Well, I'll blow some cool notes on this. One of the cool things about the verse, the dynamics of the whole band, not just Tony Iommi. I always want to say Tommy. Tony Iommi. Muted palm string. It's you have the strings and you put your hand across the strings and it just there's a fucking beautiful build to that, and the dynamics are just incredible. And Bill Ward playing softer, bringing it up, opening his hi-hat so it's more of a crash. That the dynamics of this song are just fucking incredible. I have played it in 2 different bands.
Nice.
Yeah, I did a demo version with a fairly bigger band, and they went on to record it, and it became kind of a sub hit for them. Flotsam and Jetsam.
Nice.
That's when I was living in Arizona, and we just started fucking around with it, having fun, and just it's probably been one of the coolest songs that I've ever played in my life.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's an awesome story.
Those are my notes.
Good notes.
Yeah. My number 1's the Wizard.
Quicksand.
Yeah, well, like it said, I didn't have a lot of notes, and you added to it.
That's good.
Sorry,
Yeah. Good
And
film.
my number 1 is already known as the Wizard, and so I did find something on the Wizards. It says, rumor had it the song was about
Wizard?
an ode to the band's drug dealer when the wizard walks by. Apparently, Geezer Butler said that it was Ozzy says, shit, sorry, I lost it. Oh, here it is. Tony Iommi cleared it up and said, Geezer and Ozzy were outside of a club and they were high and saw a guy jumping around, leaping around like a fool, and they thought he was a drug dealer, and then they called him the Wizard, and that's where it came from.
Wow.
See, those are the stories you know are true because that sounds like it'd be true.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This was my.
Also, I found something on the album, and I don't know whether this is because I couldn't find anything else, but it said that this is the second song in the first Black Sabbath album, and the album took 8 hours to record and cost $1,200 to make. But I couldn't find anything else that said that. That was the only thing I could find.
That's probably accurate, though. It was my guess. The cost, anyway. I don't know how long.
Sounds like it, right? Anyways, That's only extra notes that I had them other with.
Because back then, what's that equate to now? $5,000? Like,
Well, I was gonna say, I think that's true.
$10,000. I just looked it up.
Yeah.
So I think that's true because I remember reading that somewhere as well when I was doing my notes for a bunch of songs. So yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah. All right. So that's my
all in one session too, and there was like very minimal overdubs too, or something. Yeah.
Well, that means that you have it down pretty tight, or you are that fucking close with the musicians around you, where, like, say, Joe and I could kind of play, and I could kind of have a semblance of where Joe's going to go next, so I can modify my playing to go along with my perception of where he's going to go.
Right, and then boom, one song's done. Boom, another song's done. Right, like,
those guys were pretty rock solid in their time.
At this point, they've been together for a few years. Yeah.
Of each other, yeah.
Now, how many times have we brought that up in doing the show already? And other bands or other artists took 6 hours to do, or 30 minutes to write, and then record it one take, or
one take, or two takes.
You
like just rambling off.
When they do that, when they can do that, right?
Well,
that's impressive.
Here's an example. I forgot to say I don't have War Pigs on my list, but I had some notes because I had a feeling someone was going to bring it up. When they were recording the album, they didn't have enough songs to have a complete album. So they took 25 minutes. Tony just started playing. They just built the song in 25 minutes to complete a song for that album, to complete the album.
That's fucking awesome.
Wild, right?
An iconic song written like that in 25 minutes.
That's what blows my mind. Like what you're saying, Chris, or what you're saying now, Jimmy. Those songs that take that short a time, and everybody ends up in the world knowing that fucking song.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they don't know.
Musicians dream, right?
A lot of times they don't think, "Ooh, this is the hit song." You know, this is
this is a filler song.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Filler.
We all love the filler.
Yeah.
Almost doesn't make the album. It just needed to fill some time.
Right.
Didn't even exist. Didn't even exist.
Yeah, along that same line,
we needed something. Yeah.
All the songs we've talked about, not only took a short time, but it was also like the very last song recorded and written. It's like, okay, we'll need one more. Here you go. And just boom.
Right.
Yep. Here you go. Gold.
It's like off topic, but it's like Pour Some Sugar on Me, right? Mutt said they were happy with the album. We need one more song.
Yeah, one more song.
Put that song on. You can ask every fucking layman. That's the only Leopard song they know.
Yeah.
And it was the last throw on of the album that the guys, they'll play it. They play it at every fucking show. But I bet it's not their fucking favorite.
I remember I have a memory of being at a party and talking to a girl about Def Leppard, and she's like, "I do like Pour Some Sugar on Me." Like that's the only song.
Yeah,
the stripper song. Yeah,
right. It's maybe one of their worst songs.
Yeah, the lyrics are awful.
Oh, fuck.
Right.
Oh, terrible.
I mean, there's a whole story behind that, how they wrote the lyrics.
Yeah. Tell them, Jimmy. It's hilarious.
Well, I mean, so Mutt Lang said, well, first of all, Joe Elliott had a mumble kind of semblance of. So Mutt sent them all in a corner and played the riff for 20 minutes straight. And each person in the band, including Mutt and including one of the engineers, just started writing rambling lyrics.
What they thought they heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they put them together, and that became the lyrics to Pour Some
That's
Sugar.
Funny, eh? And now everyone in the world that knows who Def Leppard is.
Right. Any Rock.
Yeah.
Yep. Right. Anyway, off topic from Sabbath, but it reminded me of that too, right? When you were talking about quick songs, iconic songs that people know. And
yep.
We need to fill some time because I had two samesies, so thank you for that. I was trying to pass it off 5 minutes ago, but
no, that's good. Sorry, I swung us in a different direction, but
no, it's good. It's good.
Close it out, Jimmy.
So no more comments on my list. I'm going to pass it off to Geezer himself.
Geezer something. All right. So the quicksand known as Just Ranked in our conversations. I had two samesies as well, but I'll go on with the show anyway. Motley Crue said it best. All right. So number 4, it's kind of a given for the drummer in the band to have a drum solo song for their list. Rat Salad. Bill Ward has a drum solo with Tony Iommi playing some power chords over it. It's off of Paranoid, 1970. They didn't have enough songs, so they threw this together. The story goes that they, in their early days, they had to play 8.5 hours every single day, every day of the week over in Europe. So to fill those shows, Bill Ward would have 45-minute long drum solo.
Holy shit.
Right. And to kind of change it up, Tony would just throw some shit in there to kind of inspire him to kind of fill the void and make it phonically,
dynamic too as well. Yeah.
Dynamic. Yes. And so they said, well, want to do this? And Ozzy asked Bill, what should we call this? He goes, I don't know, rat salad.
That's perfect. And didn't you say earlier he was exhausted? 45 minutes.
Exactly. Rat salad. There are no lyrics to this song. It's I thought I wrote it down. I think it's 6.5 minutes long of a drum solo and Tony throwing some jam over it. So it's really cool. It's not just a normal drum solo. There's a semblance. There's a time signature, or not time signature. There's a organization of thoughts ish on this. It's not just a random, going ham. It's more of like Bonzo's mantra from Coda, to where there's a music inspiration on top of a drum solo. It's not Neil Peart going just ham on shit. There's a music semblance to it, and there's a thought process, and it does fare very well. And I've always loved it. I mean, obviously I'm a drummer, and that's one of the reasons this is on this list, because Bill Ward is a badass.
Yeah.
It's number 4.
Truth. That album's great, right? Look at all the filler on that fucking album. And it's fucking great.
Yeah.
Great from Sears.
I'm sorry, how much did that cassette cost you?
5 fingers.
I think it just.
Well, you're lucky Chris didn't arrest you.
Yeah. Well, later in life I got smarter. You should steal that. Fuck that.
There is one really small cool note. In France, Rat Salad is the B-side to Paranoid.
Just in France?
Just in France.
Wow, that's a weird place to.
It is weird.
Each continent, Paranoid had a different B-side. So all the different continents, there was a different song on each B-side.
Well,
so if you're a collector,
get your tunes out, right?
Actually, yeah, I saw that. Now that you say that.
Yep.
So if you're a collector, that's the way to go.
Right.
Oh, it's one way to get more songs out there too.
Yeah. I have 6 Paranoid 45s.
I mean, honestly, as a collector, I would like to have all of those 45.
That would be cool, though, right?
Yeah. All right, so number 3, Master of Reality, Children of the Grave.
Oh, yes. I thought somebody would have this song. Yeah.
Yes.
This is my short list. Yeah. Good song.
I love it. Yeah. Oh, number 5. I thought you were saying, hey, me.
That's right. Number 5 on my list.
Kerrang rated this number 5 of 40 greatest Black Sabbath songs. Children of the Grave continues the anti-war sentiment that War Pigs and Electric Funeral had, and they were really, really anti-war, and they were loud and proud about it. Sometimes the sentiment was kind of lost in the overtones. So a lot of people didn't quite pick up on the anti-war protests because they probably thought it was about Satan versus, Satan.
Yep.
Right.
So,
Satan.
Satan. Isn't that fake chicken? So there's been so many bands that have covered this. I'm just going to list a couple of them. Okay. Racer X, Lamb of God, a Canadian band I've never heard of called Jet Set Satellite. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're good.
Famously, White Zombie. really did a huge heavy rotation of this song. A weird metal thrash metal band called Havoc. There's a jazz cover of this by Jazz Sabbath. Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. Also Guitar Hero. The song was featured in. So those are my notes for number 3. I couldn't find jack nor shit about notes on this, which is kind of sad because Black Sabbath being Black Sabbath, there should be a bunch of stuff, just like we talked about in the Motley Crue episode. Motley Crue should have had just a plethora, a cornucopia, if you will, of notes. But Black Sabbath, there's just not a lot of notes. Again, there's a lot of dirt about the drug usage and stuff like that, but nothing about the recording processes and those kind of things. So that's my number 3, kind of void of notes, but Into the Void makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's what irritates me, and we talked about this again, like you said in the Motley Crue show. Is the craft gets hidden behind all the bullshit, right? I'm like, what 70s band wasn't fucking drunk and doing coke and doing stupid shit and throwing TVs out windows, you know?
Right. That's almost expected. I want to read more about the process of making the song and
yeah.
I mean, and the funny thing is when you do Zeppelin, it's the opposite. You can read some of the stuff they did, but it's all like, oh, this is where they record, and these are the mics they use, and this is what they thought about when they're. And these other bands, like you're saying, Sabbath, which is a groundbreaking, genre-defining, genre-creating band.
Yeah,
very little stuff on the process.
Right.
Yeah,
we were fucked up.
They did cocaine and sang about witchcraft and quicksand.
Yeah.
They sing about quicksand?
I mean, sometimes the personal makeup and again the dirt just supersedes anything else because people as a society or as the society want to hear the dirt more than they want to hear the makeup of the dirt.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and it's kind of sad. So I'm going to go on to my my next 2 are samesies. We've already cheersed on them. Sabbath Bloody Sabbath is my number 2 off of Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. I adore this song, and I knew it previous to the Anthrax version, but the Anthrax version I fell in love with. It made me go back to the Black Sabbath version. Both versions I love, but I'm going to say I love Anthrax's version better.
Yeah,
but I do love Ozzy's voice better than Joey Belladonna's voice of the 2 songs. Believe it or not, there's a childlike quality to Ozzy's voice. And almost everything he sings, there is just vulnerability that he has. That Joey Belladonna doesn't have that. He just has the technical wherewithal to throw some fucking great vocal arrangements at. But that's one of the things that's always endeared me to Ozzy is that childlike quality. There's just like, I can associate with this. I've never done coke, but I can associate. I feel like I understand Snowblind, although I don't understand Snowblind.
Right.
You know? So, all right, number 1.
Well, hold on. Before you go on to number 1. So we all 3 of us had, Joe didn't have Sabbath by Sabbath.
Yeah.
No.
So Joe is When the Levee Breaks. Remember when I was When the Levee Breaks?
What the hell?
Sorry, Joe. But it sucks when you're not the one to pick the fucking song everybody else picked. Like,
right.
I felt
that for weeks.
I never got that email. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Sorry, I just thought of it. I was like, well, 3 out of 4 is pretty good. Like
3 out of 4 ain't bad.
I literally was gonna sing the same fucking.
Canadian version is 3 out of 4 is pretty.
I just filled my diaphragm so I could do it. And you did it. Like, damn it!
Sometimes Jimmy and I share the same brain cell.
That's a scary fucking
It's
thought. Because
It is.
there's some crickets and cobwebs in there that are scarier than anything.
Our poor wives.
Witchcraft. That's
Our poor wives is correct. Yeah.
There's quicksand in this brain.
Just in this year. That's why I can't hear out of it.
That's the name of this episode. Quicksand and Witchcraft.
Quicksand and witchcraft. Tangents and things.
Where'd the quicksand come from? The 70s.
And I feel bad that I didn't hear it to begin with, and you had to repeat it.
I know. I'm like repeating it. I'm getting a joke in there.
Jokes normally aren't funny if you have to repeat them. You know, everyone knows that guy. Baby dolls. Wait. No, I said baby dolls.
Right. All right. Joe's just gets his in abruptly, like, quite right.
How you gotta do it? Oh, quite right.
Anyway, sorry, man. I derailed you. Go
Hey,
on
man. When you're the second youngest of 7 kids, you just gotta get your shit out, man, because no one else hears you.
You probably eat fast and get your shit in there. Fuck.
I think next episode I'm just gonna soft talk.
Right.
My number one pick, When Fairies Wear Boots.
Whatever.
Fairies Wear Boots is my number one. Will always be my number one. I love this song. Just the dynamics, the makeup of this song is secondary to how it's performed. There's just how they bring it up, they bring it down, they're soft, it's melodic. There's a change in different timbres of it. So there's a color here they'll bring up, and then they'll just kind of bring another color up around that. And it's just the makeup, how this was recorded, how it was written, how it was performed is fucking technically genius. I love this song. That's my number one.
Great picks, all great songs.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
It's I really wanted to get Heaven and Hell in there. I wanted to get Mob Rules. I wanted to do some. I do love Dio. I do love Ronnie James Dio. And this is like the third or fourth time now that Ronnie James just hasn't been able to get in there. What episode was it? 84. I wanted to get some Dio in there, and I couldn't because there's other songs that I thought. Right. And, again, our Raise the Dead, I wanted to get Dio in there, but there was other people I wanted to talk about. Yeah. And Dio is one of those that, there's always going to be time to talk about Dio. Is there? He's gone. So, one of these times I'm going to get Dio in there, and I'm going to talk a lot about him ad nauseum. But at this time, I didn't get a chance to. So I did get to reference him at least. So this is our Sabbath episode. I really, really, really would love to hear your lists, your comments. Tell us how we were wrong. Put us down. Shame us. Insult us. Damn us. Let us know in any version you can. This is Just Ranked. Visit justrankpod.com. It's that great landing page that I've talked about ad nauseum. Hit it. Check out Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Hit the bell like AC/DC. And last but not least, please, as nice as I can, go fuck yourself.
Fuck yourself. Just Ranked is researched and produced by the Just Ranked crew. Edited and mixed by Joe Burkle. Socials and marketing by DJR Media Services. Theme music by Blue Joker. If you're enjoying the show, please set your podcast app to download new episodes and help spread the word by leaving a review and tell everyone you know to listen.
I tell you what, why don't you go fuck yourself?